GrateTV, Bill West, Jack Wayboys here, and we're in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. We figured we'd try and take a look at some of the techniques some of these guys are doing, and they're actually doing brisket here. So we're investigating in the hunt for
burnt ends. This is a KCBS contest. They cook the Big Four here, and brisket is part of the Big Four. And we're looking for great burnt ends, and we're looking for the cooks to tell us their best techniques and how they make their burnt ends.
It's brisket caramelized to a cube. Let's see how these guys do it.
Yeah, brisket is generally really great. You usually take the point and cube it up, put it back in the cooker for a couple more hours so that you get that caramelization going on. It's really fantastic.
Take a look. All right, Seth, so what's the secret to burnt ends?
Secret to burnt ends is not to leave it on the cooker too long. My first episode with burnt ends, I took this nice brisket, cut the point off it, and for those of you that don't know much about a brisket is a piece of meat that muscles run in two different directions, 90 degrees to each other, so it's very difficult to cut. Well, one end of it is extremely fatty, and it's called the point. And if you cut that point off and cube it up, put a little bit of sauce on it, a little bit of rub, set it back on the cooker to dry out a little bit, you end up with something called burnt ends. My first trip into that area, I left it on the cooker too long, and they came out looking like charcoal briquettes instead of beef. But I've come a long way since then. But basically, you take the end of it, which this is the point, put a nice cube on it, put a little sauce on it, a little rub. You have burnt ends.
Do you want them to be sweet, or do you want it to be not sweet?
I like it savory. A lot of the strong umami, savory flavor. I push it with a lot of beef stock and a lot of umami enhancers in my injection. And I use an all-natural injection, so I try to stay away from the synthetics, which sometimes can leave an after effect on the judges and people that eat it, especially if they have a sensitivity.
It's going to taste different than the sliced.
Oh, absolutely. It's actually going to taste fatty. Some people will take a bite into it, and they'll look at it and they'll swear they've got a mouthful of fat, when in fact it's all beef.
So how do you do burnt ends?
Well, when I get the brisket, I trim the big end of the brisket, and I trim most of the fat off of that, and I put my rub on that heavily all the way around it, and I put I leave the fat on the back side to protect it, and I make sure I don't have too much sugar in the rub, and that's how I do my burnt ends.
Gotta have them.
If you're gonna have a chance to win, you gotta have them. And
the judges just want a little.
Yeah, check the smoke ring out.
That's a beautiful smoke ring.
That's a beautiful smoke ring.
I tell you what, that's one of the better briskets I've ever seen, Bill.
That's the best I ever cooked.
Ready, Butch Kelly. Let's see. Tell us about these. What you do?
I took the tip off the brisket, cut the brain off like Jack taught me, chunked it, and put it in my barbecue sauce and put it back on the grill for an hour and a half.
Must do to win brisket, you think?
I think so.
Yeah.
It just makes your turn-in box look better.
How long have you been doing burnt ends?
Today.
Is this the first time?
Yeah. And I watched Jack on TV.
The master.
The master.
The burnt end guy.
How do you think they turned out?
I think they're good. Oh, wait a minute, I'll let you guys taste them.
That's awesome, dude.
For the first time?
That's excellent.
I hope the judges think so.
I do too. That's a fine product right there.
How do you do burnt ends?
Well, we had an extra flat. So we cook the extra flat specifically for the burnt ends, and I like to remove the point off of one of my briskets. I cook at least two for competition. So I have that. We cut them so they were flat, so we'll cook evenly. They were injected initially. They've been generously rubbed, because I want them a little spicy. tried to render the fat out of them at one point. Put them in a situation where they would, and so they'd be a little firmer right now to cut. And then we will cut them, put a little juice on them, and we'll be good to go.
That's it here from Myrtle Beach. Some great burnt end tips. Come back every Thursday. Head to GrateTV.com and we'll try and have a fresh episode up for you.
That's excellent. Make sure you get to Facebook, like us on Facebook, share it with all your friends. GrateTV is doing fantastic, gang, and we're right here for you every week, every Thursday. Buy local, think global, stay sustainable, and every chance you get, hug your mama.